Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to Turquoise Guys Tuesday show. We've got some price approachable pieces today. Lots of smaller pieces. We've got some vintage pieces, some contemporary pieces. Stay tuned. We'll be right with you. Hello. Hi everyone. Hi, Matthew James here, Turquoise Guys. Welcome to our Tuesday show. I've got Diego Cruz on camera and Andrew Grimm behind the scenes helping us out today. Hey, Diego, I've got like comments like right on my face.
Yeah, I don't know how to move that.
How does that?
That
Can
is
you
a
see me?
Marco thing.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Rita. Let me just scoot over this way a little bit. Let's get out of the comment box. How's everybody doing? We've got some pretty cool stuff going on. I know we've had a lot of amazing artists on the show lately, and I thought I'd bring out some of the smaller pieces just to change it up a little bit. As we've talked about this last week, there was a shop that that is no longer with us. The owners unfortunately passed away, and we inherited a bunch of jewelry from that place. And so I've got some vintage pieces I'd like to show you. And also, I've got a couple pieces that we're just going to do some sales on. So, first of all, though, I've been really pumped about this painting behind me. I don't know if you can see it. We had an artist make a painting for us. And do you know what happened to the squash blossom? Did we bring it upstairs?
Maybe.
This is an old vintage medicine basket. A medicine man. It's a ceremonial basket. I don't know if you can see inside of the basket there, but we've got some. You can change the camera, Diego.
There we go.
Do you see all of this? All of the crust in there? That's corn pollen. Corn powder. That is the holy water to the Navajo people, and the medicine man would bless with whatever he was doing. And I've got this really awesome old medicine basket, and I had an artist come in the other day, and he's like, "Wow, I love that basket. Can I make something for you?" And I said, "Sure." And he painted us that same medicine basket. Really awesome. This is the artist was Franklin Bluewater. He painted this basket with one of our squash blossoms on it, and I thought that was just amazing. Look at the detail. Isn't that cool? So yeah, I thought that was really awesome. I was grateful. I wanted to show it off on the show. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for painting us that painting. I'm going to put it right back here behind the live shows so you can see it. Awesome. I've got some smaller pieces today just to change it up. Talk a little bit about each one of these. If you haven't been here before, this is a jewelry show. I'm going to be showing pieces of jewelry on the camera. You're welcome to watch, you're welcome to comment, you're welcome to ask questions, and you're also welcome to buy. If you see something you like, don't hesitate to say you want it. And by doing so, just say the word sold, and it's yours. It's first come, first serve. Everything that I have here, except for some of the bracelets that I'll show you in just a minute. We've got some bronze bracelets that we have a few copies of. Everything is for sale, and everything is first come, first serve. So it's the first person who says sold, it will be yours. We see comments coming in, and you can see comments coming up at the edge of the screen here on the side. That's how we determine who says sold first. And first come, first serve. Once you buy something, we just need your email, and we can send you an invoice. When you receive the invoice, you can pay on PayPal with a credit card. We've got layaway options. If you spend over $250, we are open our shop up to a layaway program. And we require 25% down, and we take 25% a month until it's paid off, and then we'll ship it out to you. So don't hesitate to ask if you have anything. lots of great comments in the feed. Thank you everyone for checking out our painting, and we will move forward with the jewelry. Thank you everyone for watching Rick Monty this weekend on Saturday. We've got Eddie Secatero coming this Saturday with a jewelry show of his own. And those shows, the jewelry that we present on those shows belong to the artists. We do not own the jewelry, and you're buying directly from them. And we've had a lot of good positive feedback about that. And we have more artists that are on the way. So awesome. Let's get into some jewelry pieces. So number one, I wanted to show you that bronze bracelet I was telling you about. We make these in shop. This is one of our signature lines. Basically, we're retiring the bronze. This is what we call Skyweaver. We've got a couple sizes here. I'm wearing one myself. Let me get a measuring tape. This piece has this Navajo rug pattern design that we call the Skyweaver design. In the center there is the sun. And then out from the center of the sun are the waves. I've heard them called life waves before. Life waves because the sun rays bring life, but also they could be water waves, and they're bronze, Susan. Great deal on these. These are only $20. We have a few of them, so if you're interested in one of those, let me know. They are slightly bowed with this synclastic style, which means it bows out a little bit. It's a cuff. $20 each. They are, most of them anyway, are medium size. They are 6.
Did you say sold, or we have a size 7?
I've got a size 7 right here. We can do 6.5 to 7, and I've got one small, which is going to be Jenny Smith takes the size 7, and
Linda will take a large.
Linda will take a large.
Debbie Collins will take a small.
We've got a small. Size as small as in, that's really small. Hold on, let me check that.
Is that our tiny?
Might be our tiny. 5 with a 1-inch gap. That's a 6. So
I think that is our actual small.
that is our small. We've got a small here for
Small for Debbie Collins.
Debbie Collins. We've got Lynn Novak, and we've got
Jenny Smith.
Jenny Smith. I've got a couple more.
Oh, we got a couple more.
Yep, I'm wearing one right now. I'm a 6.5, and that fits me good. That's our main size, which goes about 6.5 to a 7. Debbie Rowland will take, I just sold the only size 6 Leticia, I'm sorry. I can go check and see if we have some more up top, but I don't have any down here. I have another large Rita. So Debbie Collins will. Do you want Debbie?
Yep.
Okay, Debbie Rowland. Do Debbie Rowland. And then there's one more. There's a large
For Rita
for
Clark.
Rita. Awesome. There we go. I've got a couple left, so we'll revisit those in a little bit. Jenny Vinson would like a large. Here's a large right here. Open it up a little bit. There you go. And there they go. Thank you for, that's one of our signature pieces here at T.Skies. The artists here have all learned and worked on those, so appreciate your support. Next up, we've got an old necklace. This came from the Indian teepee. It's, I don't think it's that old, honestly. I think it's probably late 90s, early 2000s. This is one of the pieces they had there in their shop.
Wow, that's a lot of different
We've got,
types of stones.
yeah, we've got turquoise. This is a pink coral. We've got lapis and turquoise. I don't know what that is. Maybe like a barysite or a dark green turquoise. Some more turquoise beads. We've got these silver stamped beads. Some purple, almost looking like amethyst. Some bench beads, sterling silver. And the price is set $80. Today, we still have all your information, Debbie. And Brenda Rose would like a small. I'm sorry, Debbie. Brenda, I think we're out of. I got yours, Rita. I think we're out of smalls. Leticia wants one as well. I'll go check afterwards. And serpentine, yeah, for that purple stone. $79. We're going to be doing 20% off. We'll honor our 20% off sale for all these pieces. So this would be $16 off, bringing it to $64 for item number 2. And everything that was at Indian Teepee was all Native American made. They were reputable at always working with Native American artists. So I trust their judgment on buying these pieces from Native artists. Ooh, we've got some white shell there too. The serpentine, maybe. So $64 for number 2, if you're interested. Beautiful little bead necklace. Something to put your pendants on. Number 3. Oh, this was a Santo Domingo artist that came in and worked in our shop for a while, and he calls every now and then and looks for some work. He lives in town, but when he's in town anyway, his kids live here, so he'll stay with his kids for a little while. Very simple. Turquoise bracelet by John Aguilar. John is Santo Domingo. How long is number 2? Leticia is asking. I guess that's a good question. Should have measured that for you. That is, it's 20 inches, Leticia. This bracelet, very simple. Little Kingman turquoise. Rope wire border on a half round cuff, and made by John Aguilar. The price was $179. We'll go ahead and do 50% off of this one, if that's okay with everybody.
$179?
Yeah, so it'd be $90. 5.5 with a 1-inch gap, that'd be a 6.5. 6.5, 50% off for $90. I want to make these pieces approachable. That's kind of a weird angle too. I'm like kind of on top of it.
That was a little too high.
I needed the height for the distance. There we go. Deal of the day. Let's do that. Here we go. I feel like people just keep messing with my camera settings. I keep turning the aperture up and then it keeps getting turned down. I need to make that aperture like a 10. Bring the shutter speed up. Give us some better contrast, some better focal range there. Okay. Deal of the day. $90 for the simple turquoise bracelet by John Aguilar from Santo Domingo, Pueblo. Do I have any Navajo pieces? Well, guess what? You're in luck, Jennifer. This next piece is a Navajo piece. This is hand stamped. This is one of the last pieces I have of this artist. He was a good friend of mine and he passed away about 3 years ago. Navajo artist by the name of Romando Joe. He donated a ring to us to be produced, so we still make those on his name. But other than that, this was an original Raimondo Joe, son of
Tina already thinks
Tina's
sold.
got it. His father was Curtis Smith, Navajo silversmith from Crown Point area. It was $160. We're taking 20% off. And it's sold to Tina Stanley. And I'm sorry, everyone. I know I'm supposed to be drumming for the sales. I was getting carried away.
128.
128 to Tina Stanley. She was just here. Are you still here, Tina? She was just upstairs. I was just talking to her.
Just come right back into the parking lot.
Are you in the parking lot, Tina? All right. So, thank you, Tina. Thank you, Raimondo. Thank you, ladies, everyone, for the bronze bracelets earlier as well. Okay, that was number 4. Number 5, we had a few of these crosses from Indian Teepee, which is the place I was telling you about, the shop. This is also a Navajo piece. Get us some focus there. This is some good old coral. A lot of the Southwestern culture and indigenous cultures are influenced by Christianity brought over by the Spanish. And so it's interesting, Armando's funeral, just speaking of which, because we just saw his piece and it kind of takes me in that direction. I went to Mass with his family in Crown Point, and the whole service was done in the Navajo language. And that was really cool. Gorgeous colors. So you see that influence of Christianity on the Navajo reservation and in the Pueblos. This piece is sterling, marked W. Oh, I think I should know this artist. I think it's L-U-L-I. I don't see the I there, but or it's L-U-I. W. Louis. This is probably in the 90s or so. Indian Teepee had been around for 50 years, and they're closing their doors this month. They were on San Mateo in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we're going to have one of our journalists write a story about the owners, good people. Kathy passed away this last month, and they're closing the shop down. Anyway, this was their retail price. We just kind of mimicked it. We just brought it over, but honestly, I think I'm going to do a larger discount on that. Let's do 40% off. Yes, L-U-L-E. I don't have the E on there, but I know that there's supposed to be another letter on there, because I've seen his hallmark before.
So 120?
So this piece will be going for $120 today. This is item number 5. Coral cross pendant. $120.
And Heather say sold.
Sold. Heather Schneider. Heather, I don't have your phone number. I was going to call you earlier, and everyone who bought pieces or wanted custom orders from Rick Monty, we're going to go through those tonight and make sure everyone gets their pieces ordered. You don't have to put it in the chat or anything, but I think I sent you a message on Facebook. Susan Navarro, sold. Can you get the chain for it? I'm sorry, Susan. Heather just beat you to it. I've got another cross coming up though, so stay tuned. That's going to be item number 8 or 9. I think it's number 9. It's coming up.
So soon.
So soon. We're going to be doing 50% off of this bracelet as well. This was our prototype. This is our first bracelet that we made for, actually, a few years ago when Katrina happened. all of the artists in the shop wanted to help out, and we didn't know what to do, so we sold a bracelet that we called the Rainfall Bracelet, and this was one of the original prototypes for that. And what we did is the profit from this bracelet, we donated to a nonprofit in Louisiana, and they bought food for everyone in that had to leave their homes and was struggling. So I think we raised, with the sale of this bracelet alone, I think it was around 20,000 meals or something that we ended up, everyone supported by buying bracelets, and we raised money for Katrina. That was super cool. This ended up not being the bracelet we went with, but this was one of our prototypes. This bracelet was, I'm sorry, I was just reading the comments here. I have several of the family's pieces. Oh, Kat, you're talking about the it's a Luli piece. It should have an E at the end of the hallmark, and the hallmark was missing. Awesome. So this piece, yep. Yvonne has one of the Rainfall bracelets. Thank you, Yvonne, for buying that bracelet at the time and helping out people in need. That was a fun project. Kevin Corriz from Santo Domingo, Pueblo, made a lot of those bracelets, so we got to owe a lot of that to him for spending a lot of time making those bracelets. Original price is $160. We're going to do 40% off of this as well. So what is that, Diego?
Let me check.
Let me get a...
$96.
$96 for this bracelet. I'll get a size for you. 5.5 with a 1-inch gap is a 6.5. That can be opened up to a 7. It can be large. Very petite. $96 for number 6. Cool. Moving on to number 7. Oh, that cross. I just make it number 9, so I said it was number 9. It was a little further back, so I just moved it up. Next piece, got this beautiful Kingman turquoise with silver feather flanks. I like to call these, and not just I like to call them, but these are called flanks. When you have a center stone, this is the center piece, and this is where the eye goes, and this is the main feature of the piece. And if you have applique on the sides of the piece, we call those flanks. And so these are called silver flanks. Hand stamped. This is Navajo. Sterling silver. Double shank. There's 2 half-round wire bands here, and we'll honor our 20% off of this piece, which was originally $200, so it'll be $160. A good amount of silver on that, and that'll be just under 5.5, just over 5 1/4. It's 5 3/8 with a 1-inch gap, so just smaller than my wrist, but I can open it up a little bit and we can make that a 6.5. Slightly adjustable for $160. That is item
Oh, that's between number 7.
number 7. Number 8 is this is an old vintage Santo Domingo piece. This also came from Indian teepee. This is a very classic style of the Santo Domingo people. They often took shells and decorated them with turquoise and did what we call a mosaic inlay, which is a stone to stone inlay. You don't see any silver channels or anything like that in there. And then this would be the lip of the shell. And the shells were worn during ceremonies and dances. And this is a very simple petite version, but it's also older. We've got white shell and appears to be jet. It's on the back of some other pearl. Do I have any Jonathan Nez pieces? I don't right now. We've got Nathan Nez coming not next week, in 3 weeks. He's going to be selling his own stuff. I do have stuff from the Nez family from time to time. I don't have anything out on the shelf right now, Jennifer, but if you'd like to communicate with us and make requests, please let us know in the inner circle. You can join the inner circle by following the link below. Diego's going to post that link right after he hears the price of this piece because he's waiting for it. This was originally $224. We're going to do 40% off because this was from the Indian teepee.
224 originally?
225, sorry, 225 times 0.6.
So 135.
135. 135 for this old Santo Domingo necklace with this pinshell hishi.
And you want me to post the inner circle?
Yeah, post the link to the inner circle for Jennifer. Jennifer, if you click that link there below, join our inner circle, you'll see you can use that to communicate with us, as well as some artists are starting to get on there as well to communicate, and other collectors. And we'd love to see your jewelry. So if you have jewelry, either purchased from us or just your own collection, I'd love to see it. This necklace is 22 inches long.
Sold.
And it is sold to Kathy Sutter on YouTube. Here you go. So I'll take a second there to talk a little bit about what happens after you sell a piece. You mind changing the camera, Diego? If you've purchased something and we don't have your information yet, please contact us at TSkies.com. You can let us know in Facebook Messenger, or you can call us here at the store 505-862-9443. And if we don't answer, go ahead and leave a message. But we have guest artists on the show, and we drum for thanking you for supporting. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy is on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, you're probably not getting the YouTube comments, but we've got a little comment box there on the side, and those should be coming in so you can see people. Hi, Jeanette. Jeanette was here with Rick this weekend, and they did really good. And so, thank you everyone for supporting them. And we've got some customs for you, Jeanette. We'll be in contact. Good morning, good evening, hello. We are about halfway done here, showing off some jewelry. Number 9, as promised, we've got another cross. And we'll honor that same discount of 40% of the last cross. We've got this multicolored cross. Again, this was from Indian teepee. This is vintage, most likely early 90s. There we go. We were talking about earlier, L-U-L-E. That other piece is old and worn, and we couldn't see the E in it, but we've got the rest of the hallmark there. On this piece, this old vintage Navajo sterling silver cross with some red coral, some pink coral, turquoise, lapis, malachite.
And already sold.
And it's sold. Tina's purchasing that piece as well.
Yeah. That's a different price.
Is last name Nez short for Nezzy? Honestly, most of the Navajo Smiths that I know, their last name is actually Nez. But I remember seeing in the book that there was some Nezzies, and perhaps they stamped Nez. There's, it's not exactly like Smith, but there are a lot of Nez families, and they're different. One of the ways Navajo got their last names, because last names weren't traditionally a Navajo thing, but when the railroads were coming through the Southwest and a lot of Navajo were working the railroads, the Postal Service would come to deliver mail or deliver packages for the workers for the railroad, and they didn't have a last name, and so they would just give all their mail to the foreman, and the foreman's first name ended up being a way to associate the people that work for him, and so you'll find a lot of Navajo names as first names. So like Joe, Ramondo Joe, or Frank, or Sam, or Henry. Those are all they were foremen, and so they would give their mail to Henry. And so if you had a Navajo that had a Navajo name, but it was hard to pronounce for the white people, and so they then got their English first name, and then they had to give them some way to identify them if there was multiple Sams. So they would give them the last name of the foreman they worked for, and then that just kind of stuck. And so those Navajo names, the first names that their white first names became associated with a lot of the Navajo workers that were working the railroad. I probably totally butchered the way I presented that, but that's so Nez. I think it would make sense that Nezzy as a first name. I don't know if that's a common first name, so maybe I'm way out there. But there are quite a few different Nez families that are not necessarily related, and yeah, that's really interesting. Anyway, here we go. Moving on, we've got I need to give Tina another try on, I guess, huh? Talking about
Did we
that.
give Tina the price?
I don't think so. It was $225 with 40% off. So
So that was 135.
yeah, 175. Okay, this next piece here. Oh, this is gonna sell. This is gonna sell. So just letting you know, if you like this piece, get ready. We've got this. This is very similar to our Skyweaver pattern, but it's hand textured, and this is a really interesting thing because it's light, but it looks fairly thick. Because this is hollow work. It's silver overlay hollow work, where you have a back plate, and then you layer another plate on top of it and dome it and connect it.
And already sold.
Leticia, she's got it. So it was $120 with 20% off, and so we were taking $24 off, so that would be $96.
Yep.
Yep. Leticia, it's yours. Sorry, Jennifer. She beat you to it. So we'll have. Thank you, Leticia. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is an old. This was a good one out of that. This was also Indian teepee. I'm doing 40% off for the Indian teepee pieces. But this one is old. This is an old. We just talked about this. This is a shell pattern from which Pueblo? Do you remember? Very common design. Associated with a certain Pueblo here in New Mexico. It's got the shell back. This is actually this. Oh, this is super cool. We see spiny oyster a lot, right, in the southwestern jewelry these days. If you've seen a full spiny oyster, you know it's not orange all the way through. It actually, this back piece is the same piece as this front the spiny oyster on the inside, the mother of pearl of the inside of the spiny oyster. That's right, Heather and Kim, Santo Domingo. This is a Santo Domingo piece. This is a very traditional way of making this. You don't see this so much anymore these days because they'll use a different backing because it takes a lot of time to cut into the shell and then put these other pieces on top. So you'll see it layered with two different layers.
And sold.
Mother of pearl piece and then sold to Rosa. Rosa beat you to it, Carla. I'm sorry. Rosa on YouTube purchased this piece. We didn't even get to the price. The price was $300. We are taking 40% off, like I said, for any of the Indian teepee pieces.
So $180.
So it'd be $180.
Yep.
Hand cut, handmade. Santo Domingo is also known for their hand cutting of their fine beads. So we've got finely cut shell hishi and turquoise, and then we have this abalone or this oyster shell here with turquoise inlay as well up on the sides, and that is. Can we go to this camera?
To camera 3.
Camera 3. Oh no, not on. Okay, let's go to this camera.
I got it.
Okay. Does that work? Oh, that's kind of zoomed in, huh?
Yeah.
Where are we? Oh.
There we are.
Yeah, that's too hard. Okay, anyway.
There we go. It's all zoomed down.
Rosa, that's yours. This is a really nice old vintage piece. Santo Domingo traditional shell necklace. So congratulations, Rosa. I'm sorry, Carla. Thank you for being supportive and a good sport. Here we go. We've got this one's not super old. This is more of the 2000s. Saw quite a few of these. So as coral became harder to get a hold of, it became more common to it became harder and harder to find coral, and people started farming coral, and this is some of that farmed coral. This is a 2-strand coral necklace. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. 2 strands of this deep red coral. You can see some variations in color there of that farmed coral. 2 strands, got a lobster hook clasp. It's not quite a choker, but it's not that long. It's a 16-inch necklace. Was selling for $140. This was also from Indian Teepee, taking 40% off. And so what does that price end up being, Diego?
So it was $140. That's $84.
$84 for the
What number is this?
coral. That is number 12. Or maybe it was 11. Maybe we had 11 pieces. 11 or 12, whatever you want. It's a deep red. Yeah, cool. Farmed. There we go. That's a better shot. Farmed coral necklace. Deep red. $84. Finally, we've got this. This is a small hand-stamped. How does the piece of farmed
Price.
coral compare? How does the price? It's, as you see, this is much more price approachable. The old coral is expensive. This would be $200, $200 to $250 or so. If this was natural Mediterranean coral, not necessarily stabilized, but That color could be enhanced a little bit. That's super bright, but I think it's just the farming that they. You can look. Here's a good bead. Can we get a zoom in on that? I'll zoom in on it. Do you see this bead right here? How it's the color transition there from the light to the darker. That's super interesting. I think. I mean, it feels harder. You don't really necessarily need to stabilize coral like you do turquoise, but there are stabilized. You can stabilize anything, and you will find it on the market. Stabilization is a technique that's very widely used with a lot of stones that makes them harder and easier to work with if you're a jeweler. There's a certain hardness that we shoot for because if it's too hard, it's hard to work with, such as a diamond. It's super hard. And you can do faceted stones and things. But if you're doing cabochon jewelry, it's nice to have something that's hardness on the mole scale. There's a certain scale, and you can look this up on the internet, actually on YouTube. I'm probably the guy on the YouTube video teaching you about hardness of turquoise. Turquoise is generally, like what we like to work with is genuinely between a 5 and a 6 on the mole scale. If you think of hardness of your fingernail is about a 3. If you get between the hardness of your fingernail and the hardness of turquoise, glass, that's a good one. Everyone has glass windows. The hardness of glass is about the same hardness of turquoise. It's a 5. How can you tell the difference? I just see it all the time. You know, that bright red color is a good indicator of that, how rich and bright that is. Just experience. I think that those color transitions that I was trying to point out, honestly, a lot of the farm coral is actually white. It's pretty rare to get red. The Chinese were trying to farm coral for a long time. They probably have it figured out by now. But when they were farming coral, they just couldn't get it to turn like that natural Mediterranean red. It's the hue of the color that you're looking at. And they just can't get the farm coral to be the same color as it is in the ocean. So you just know when you're looking at the color that, hey, that's a little bit off. The farm stuff is just not exactly the same. But I think it's a good thing as humans were harvesting coral. Coral was endangered to go extinct, and I know it's beautiful in our jewelry and stuff, but yeah, I think we have to be a little more self-conscious of that, because if you mine it all and you harvest it all out of the oceans, it's no longer there to exist. And yeah, so I think the farming of the coral is a good thing, but it really affects the price of the natural coral because it's hard to find nowadays. We got this last piece here. This is, well, this is super ironic because I know we got this from Indian Teepee, but it's got the turquoise sky stamp on it. So one of our guys made it and brought it over to Indian Teepee and sold it probably. This was a thick, probably a number 2 or number 1 triangle wire stamp bracelet. It was priced at $200. It's on sale for, it's 40% off of that.
40% off 200?
Yep.
Alright, that should be
It'd be $60 off, so $140. This is a small. It's got a large gap.
It's 120.
Oh, $120.
Yeah.
40% off. Oh yeah, you're right. $120 for this. Jennifer, yes, we have a website. These kind of pieces we do not have listed on the website because they're usually one of a kind, and they're
sold.
And Tammy, we have 2 Tammy Barons now. Is there a Tamara as well? We had Devin had another Tammy call in. We thought it was you, Tammy. And it was another Tammy. But anyway, this piece is going to Tammy. Jennifer, yes, we have a website though. It's TSkies.com. Thank you, Tammy. And that is it for our pieces for today. Diego, if you don't mind putting in the links again
Yeah.
for Jennifer. I think tskies.com is on there.
Let's see.
I don't even know if we have a shortcut for it, do we?
That's what I'm trying to check. We have Amazon, we have Inner Circle.
Maybe not.
We do not have
You-
for our live.
For our just regular website, tskies.com. If you just type that in there. So we've got a couple of these bronze bracelets left. Here we go. Mind changing the camera, Diego?
Yeah.
Thank you. We've got 2 of these left. These are $20 each. We've got the slightly oxidized version and the bronze Skyweaver bracelet. These are $20. Bronze. Made here at the shop. 2 of those left. And number 2, we've got the multicolored necklace here with coral and turquoise and some kind of black stone onyx probably. That is $80 on sale for $64. Number 2.
Susan will take a bracelet.
Susan will take a 6.5. We do. That was the one I was wearing. Just took it off. And Carla's gonna buy the other one. Carla, congratulations. Sorry, Jennifer, they're gone. We're gonna be making. Thank you, ladies.
We could probably ask who wants the oxidized one.
Susan will take the 6.5. That's when I was wearing the non-oxidized one. Actually, I think they're both 6.5. So, Carla had the oxidized one. Yep. Number 3 was this John Aguilar piece from Turquoise Skies. It was $179, 20% off. Which would be, what, $36 off? That would be $144.
How much was it again?
$180.
180. And it's 20%?
Yep. No, we did 50% off this piece.
Right.
It's $90. $90 for this piece. Sorry, Debbie. We've got a $90 bracelet here for you, though, if you'd like it. That reminds me, if you're watching the show...
What size is it?
What size is it? That is a 5 1/4 with a 1 1/4 inch gap, so that'd be a 6.5.
Jennifer, say sold.
Sold, Jennifer. You got one, Jennifer. Congratulations. 90. All right, the bell. We've got a drum now.
Tammy.
Sorry, Abby. Jennifer beat you to it. I've got another one for you, though. Abby, we're doing this simple bracelet. This was our Rainfall Bracelet prototype. It was $160. I'll honor that 50% off of this. So that'll be $80 for the Rainfall Bracelet. That is also a 6.5. That fits me very nice. If you'd like that one, Abby, it's yours. That would be $80 for that piece. And then finally, well, I can't do 50% off on this one. This one was 20% off. This Navajo Kingman with silver feather flanks bracelet. It was $199.
It's 20% off.
It is 20, so it would be
160, right?
160. So that's 5.5 with a 1-inch gap.
So 6.5 for it.
6.5. And those are the last pieces that I have.
No, don't forget the coral.
Oh, the coral. That's right. Finally, we've got the coral that we're doing 40% off. This is the 2-strand farm coral.
And how much was it?
40% off of 140.
So 84. And
$84.
Carla said sold.
Sold. Is that for the coral?
Yeah, they were asking about
Carla?
the price for that one.
Okay, it's all yours. Oh,
Yeah.
84. Okay, well that's it for our show today, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We know your time is valuable, and we appreciate you spending your time with us. There's a lot of shows out there, and it's good to see you tonight. We are here every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3:30 Mountain Standard Time on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and we have a late show on Thursday at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. We're 1 hour ahead of Pacific and 2 hours behind Eastern. And did I forget to drum for Carla? Thank you, Carla. We have had requests to do more artist shows during the week. We're bringing some more help in. It's a lot of work to do to put on the shows, and we want to have more guest artists. I know everyone out there wants to see more artists coming on the show, and so we opened up our studio and our shop for the artists, and we really want to make it so it's fair and that the artist can take home the most possible of the percentage of the sales, and we take a small cut to make sure that the customer service is taken care of, that the customers get their piece, all the collectors are good, and the artist is good, and everything gets shipped on time and invoiced on time, and there's communication there, and that we run the show, and so we take a small cut to cover all of that. We also donate a percentage, or an artist is able to donate a piece of jewelry to our nonprofit, which is where a lot of this magic happens, and that money will go to scholarships for Native American students who are interested in the jewelry program. We're working with CNM, our local community college here, and we want to put some kids through the jewelry program and keep them in the industry. And so thank you for your purchases, because you also help support that. And yeah, we're going to have some students come on here soon, and we'll give you more information about that scholarship, because I know we have people asking about that. Anyway, if you're watching the show after hours and you're not watching us live and you see something you like, it may still be available. We've had 3 pieces here tonight that are still available. So don't hesitate to reach out and ask and leave a message if you are interested in something, and we'll set it aside for you. We are at TSkies.com. You can message us on Facebook, or you could always call us here at the store, 505-862-9443. We're located in Albuquerque, New Mexico, on the corner of Wyoming and Manal. So if you're in town, please swing by and say hi, and we'd love to see you. I'm Matthew James. Again, good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.